Oh, my head. Why is WIXOSS doing this to me? But the thing is, it's not like it's hurting my head in a bad way. It's just that this season is linking more to the first two seasons more than Inflated, which kind of makes it feel like Inflated was a placeholder, even though it is still important. But what we got in this episode was WIXOSS just bringing everything back together again. Like I said last week, the whole feel and tone of this season feels like it's a final season or a finale for the series, as we got some big things in this episode, and we got something I didn't expect, as we basically got the manga series Peeping Analyze adapted in this episode, which was good, but which was bad at the same time, because just like I said last week, the kind of downside to this is when you're watching WIXOSS, and it's a series that took so long for it to actually get, you know, a sequel season with Incited last year, was that if you didn't do a full run of, you know, WIXOSS before this all started, you're gonna be confused, or at least that's the way I feel, because unless you're deep into the lore and can remember everything in this intricate puzzle piece that this series is, you're going to need a refresher. So that's why I welcomed last episode, which got us caught up on the last series, which now kind of feels like, again, I don't want to say it was a placeholder, it's just that the events that took place in the first two seasons make more of an impact of what's going on now than Incited did. And Incited just seems like now it was just setting the stage for what's going on right now. But we're finally getting to the meat of a lot of things, and Peeping Analyze the manga series, which again I haven't read, and now I realize that maybe I would have needed to going back to, or maybe this episode was just enough, because we finally get to dive into Peeping's past exclusively, as we got in this episode. Or now I guess I have to call her Kiyoi, because this episode explained the difference between the two and what went on and what happened with her friend and all types of things that just gave you a mind rush overload. But it was a good overload because they actually took the time to slow down and show you why all these events are important. And now we can move forward with what this series is trying to do. However, I have to wonder if we're going to get another core, or is this going to be another season? Again, it does feel like everything is coming to an end, but there's some things that was built in this episode that just feels like maybe the 12, 13 episodes we're going to get is not going to be enough. The memories, the hurt, the pain, the manipulation, and everything that Mayu has put Kiyoi through kind of gets closure with this episode. And overall, again, with Peeping Analyze, if you read that from what the research I was putting together, is like mostly or probably all of everything that was explained in this episode is in that manga series, you know, comes to a head, and her memories are back. Her memories are back, and now those memories live within the Lostorage Conflated, which is back. And based off of the rules from Incited, you know, now the coins are back, the Selector games are back on, and losing those memories are at risk with each battle that you lose and every fight that you have. So now the game can begin, and Kiyoi explains to Ruko, picking up where we got from last episode, that the Selector battles are back. You know, someone else is calling the shot, someone's making this game go over and over and over. This darkness is going to keep spreading. But Ruko actually refused, and you know, honestly, I don't disagree with her with doing that. I mean, who would openly want to go back into that madness and that insanity again? But also, Ruko don't want to get involved in this because she would put Tama at risk. And after everything that the both of them have fought through to finally make Tama happy and give her the life that she deserves, and you know, Ruko living a life that she wants with Tama and being happy, she just doesn't want to put that at risk anymore. Of course, we know for story purposes, and because she's in the opening, we know that's not going to last for long. But it was a justifiable reason for her to turn down Kiyoi's, you know, invitation to join her to right the wrongs that was done by her and Mayu to all of these people, and to stop the darkness from forming again. So this episode introduces to me someone who didn't read Peeping Analyze, a character by the name of Amika, who very much reminds Kiyoi of her friend Sakaguchi, who, for all I remember, is we just saw her in flashbacks, you know, during, you know, the WIXOSS movies and the movie and the first two episodes, when we started to learn more about her as a character, because you remember Peeping was Akira's Lostorage. So, you know, it wasn't until later in the series that we started getting into this type of territory. But what this episode did was show you the relationship of what happened. Again, this girl Amika reminded her very much of her friend Sakaguchi, and it was one of those things where Peeruk holds that weight on her shoulders, that what happened to Sakaguchi was her fault. I mean, if she didn't try to keep this girl away from these dark Selector games, if she didn't try to save her, I mean, it was good that she did try to save her, but it was the way that she went about it. This wouldn't have happened. If she wasn't mean to her, if she wouldn't have said those mean things to her, then Sakaguchi would have never got into the car accident. And then also with Peeruk having a change of heart, or I keep calling her Peruka because it's been so long, she's Kiyoi. If she wouldn't have had that change of heart and refused to actually go along with Mayu and what she was doing and to keep the games going, then, you know, Sakaguchi wouldn't have died. Because as an act of revenge, you know, and this is explained in this episode in detail, and I don't want to get too much into it because it will make this video too long, but basically Kiyoi was able to reverse the effects of the wishes, because, you know, Mayu was taking whatever you wish for, just give it to you literally or just the opposite of what you wanted. And this girl Amika had a dying mother, and what she wished for when they were successful in the battle against Remember was that her mother would die. She would wish that, you know, her mother will fall to the illness, and because the wishes work in a reverse way, that actually did save her mother. And because it was done that way, Amika was free. But Mayuri decided to take out their aggression on Kiyoi in other ways by, and this is what we do remember from the last WIXOSS series, or the second season in the movie, was that Mayuri didn't like somebody interrupting her game and trying to twist things. She wanted, you know, Kiyoi to be her pawn and just be her herald of darkness forever and forever. And she was like, well, I guess I gotta punish you some way. Oh yeah, you know that friend of yours that you caused so much pain and grief to get into that accident? How about I send Remember out there? You want to end her suffering, right? That's your wish. You know, for doing such a good job, I'm going to grant your wish. I'm going to end your suffering. And then that's when she unplugged the life support from Sakaguchi, effectively killing her. And that is something that has been on Kiyoi's mind the entire time. She just couldn't find a way to be free. But, you know, with what happened in the first WIXOSS series with you know, with Ruko freeing everybody, and also, you know, what happened in Incited as well. The Lorigs are back. The Lorigs are roaming free in the world, so that brought everything to full circle. But again, it felt like a lot of information being thrown, but I'm glad that we got this as well, because just, even though I didn't read, peep, and analyze, this episode at the very least filled in the gaps of the questions that I had for so long about what was going on with Kiyoi and her backstory that I was confused about. I feel a little bit better about it now. I think maybe going back and revisiting it again would make it a little bit more clear, but at least now I know what's at stake, what's going on, and why Peeruk wants to end this battle besides, you know, just stopping evil. Meanwhile, Carnival has decided to join forces with Eternal, who is the new master of the White Room, as the new battle of lies and deception begins with these Selector battles. New people are being chosen, but not at random. These people are being chosen on purpose, because Carnival just wants to make everybody hurt. She wants to make everybody burn, and we're going to start with everybody that did me wrong in these last few games, and that's the direction that this story is going, which leads me to the question, who is Eternal? I mean, it'll feel a little bit cheap if it's Mayu, because I felt like they spent a whole bunch of time wrapping that up with Mayu, but at the same time, I feel that it can't be anybody else but her, because if it's going to be somebody else that's more influential to the story, then that means this has to continue. But I really do like that this feels like this could be the end of the series overall. So guys, that was the episode. I'm sorry if this video ran a little bit long, but it was just so much that I had to explain, because again, this episode effectively, or maybe if you read the source material, maybe not effectively, adapted an entire manga series, which again, I don't know how long Peep and Analyze was, but it gave you everything that you needed to know about Kiyoi, aka Peeruk, her mission, what she wants to do, her past, getting the answers that seemed like it was gaps there intentionally, or maybe they just didn't clean that up. Now everything is out there. It's a little bit tough to swallow because they did just kind of throw it at us, especially for people like me that didn't know that actually knowing the source material of Peep and Analyze was going to be such a big thing to the series. So let me know what you thought of this video and the episode in the comments below. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like. If you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There's not shortage of content for you guys to indulge on this channel. Also, be sure to hit that bell so you get notified whenever I drop a video, so you don't miss out on that, because for some reason YouTube wants people to miss out on videos of people you subscribe to, and I'm gonna start ranting on that one video, but not anytime soon. And as I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me, and I really appreciate that, so thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.